Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Right, this is a video that it's so painful, and before I start, I'm gonna light a candle, and this is to Sylvester Oromoni Jr. and we'll be coming through what really happened in a few seconds. I'm just gonna light this candle for him. So this candle, I'm gonna light it for Sylvester Oromoni Jr., who was bullied, beaten, and eventually passed away while he was in a school boarding house or something. So I'm gonna dive into the story because I'm emotion filled at the moment, so I'm gonna set this aside. And I came across this story and this news. As a parent, I just couldn't shake it off. I couldn't. So I'm just going to briefly run through what happened. So Sylvester Oromoni Jr. is a 12-year-old boy who attended Dowen College in Lagos, Nigeria, in Lekki. He was bullied over several times, whereby he was able to talk this through with his parents, and then he came into school to resolve it. And I think at one point his parents decided to move him, but they left him with the hope that he's got two older sisters in that school and they'll be able to look after him. And the school assured the parents that they will look after Sylvester Jr., that nothing will happen to him. So I don't know how long when that first part of bullying happened, and this first part of bullying was when these senior boys in his hostel were asking him to describe the private parts of his sisters. You can imagine. So I don't know how long after that incident that this very recent one happened. So this one happened whereby it was beaten up by 5 to 6 senior students. I don't know if they were the same students or not, but it was beaten up, bullied by these same students, and it was fed something to drink. So parents, obviously maybe it was being treated in school or something, as they couldn't handle the treatment anymore. The school contacted the parents, and it was a nurse who would contact a nurse within the school sick bay, contact the parents to say Sylvester Jr. was ill, they should come take him home. So, and when the parents came to pick him up, from the images I saw, I might be able to share a couple of images. If not, it's quite sensitive. I might be able to share 1 or 2 videos, but from the video I watched, when they went to pick him up, he couldn't stand, he couldn't lift a leg, he couldn't do anything. They had to carry him. So to the best of my knowledge, he was being treated by his parents based on the information the school gave to them that he sustained injuries from when he was out playing football on the field. So I guess I don't know for how long this young handsome boy was in this pain for, or being looked after by his parents, but I came across this news on Friday that Sylvester Jr. eventually passed away. And before he passed away, in pain, he told his parents that, "Dad, Mom, I never played any football. He was never near a football match. He was actually beaten up. He was lying on his bed when this group of senior students came in his dorm. They beat him up. While they beat him up, he fell from his bunk bed onto the floor. They were stamping on his head, stamping on his body, and they fed him something to drink. Those were his last words to his parents. So that was what happened. And fellow people out there, fellow parents out there, at such an instance, I believe the school will I believe the parents contacted the school to say, you know what, this was what happened and stuff like that. So obviously parents are asking questions, what happened to their son? And the school came out with a story that this boy had an injury from football, contrary to what the boy said on his dying breath, that he never played football or anything like that. So till this very moment, the school is still on the notion that this boy sustained injuries from football match, whereby there's been other text messages which I might be able to share here of another student who was actually in the dorm when that happened, saying that there was no football activity whatsoever that week that Sylvester Jr. took ill. So, and this other child confirmed that yes, some students came into the dorm, they beat him up and they fed him something. And the reason why Sylvester did not say this to anybody was because he was threatened. They threatened if he said anything to anybody that they would kill him. They threatened his other dorm mates as well. So I don't want to dive too much into the story. As a parent, I just want to come here to hear my opinion. So if you want to read more about what happened to Sylvester Oromoni Jr., I'm going to try and find a link to the story and put it in the description box there. And I mean, there's so many news all over the world there. So as a parent, when I saw that news and I saw that video, I was heartbroken. I was pained. I was pained because you would imagine that when instances like that happen, the school would carry out an internal investigation to really know what happened. But to the best of my knowledge, I believe the school knows what happened, because till this very moment, the names this Sylvester Jr. Oromoni mentioned on his last breath, the school has yet to release the details of these boys, or release any news to say maybe they've been handed to the police. None of that has been done. So which means that the school is trying to cover up this crime. And there are rumors, I believe there are rumors, that 2 out of these 5 children that beat up Sylvester Oromoni have been flown out of the country. So as a parent, you knew your child was involved in something, which means that they've killed another person's child, and the first thing you thought you could do because you have the money is to fly your child out of the country. You think that was the best thing to do? You know, as a parent, when I saw that video, that boy died in pains. Nobody, no matter how young, deserved to die like that. Nobody. I've got no blame whatsoever for the parents. None whatsoever for the parent. But the only thing I'm expecting the parents to do is, why are you being quiet? Did you see the story of Don David's? Did you see how his mother, she was spitting fire, she was spitting brimstones, and yes, she was able to get justice for her son. Justice for her sons without the backing of any celebrity, without the backing of any government. She was all over social media. And this story of Don David's involves the Deeper Life school. That is a church run or church led school where her son was molested, abused, and all sorts was done to that boy. You know what? She was not quiet. She was raging fire, and eventually she got justice for her son. If she had not taken the steps she took, her son would have ended up the way Sylvester Jr. ended. You know what? As a parent, nothing like that can ever, in fact, God forbid it happens to any of my children. If it does, I swear I will go to jail. Because what will I do? What I will do? Let's set that apart. And I think the way forward right now is that, yes, the Lagos State government has shut down the school, but that's not enough, because the school is only interested in collecting fees. You can imagine a school whereby 1 million naira is being paid per term for a child. I don't think that would be the same fee for senior students, but according to his parents, they were paying 1 million naira per term. So if a school like that you're charging fees of 1 million naira, you should have up to standard hospital facilities. Like specialist hospitals should be affiliated with your school, should in case any of your children in the school premises took ill. Such a child like that should not have to end up that way. And I've read reports, or I've seen news of people blaming the parents, saying, oh, they were acting too slow, they should have taken the child to like, they were only treating the child based on the information the school gave them, that the injuries were from a football match or a football activity he took part in. So they were treating him for injuries based on football. If the school had come out with a true story of what actually happened to that boy, Sylvester would be alive today. Sylvester would be alive today. And to any of you out there who knows these 5 teenage killers, you need to be pointing out their names. In fact, we shouldn't even be asking social media or be asking people to mention their names. This is the first step that the school needs to make. For the fact that this boy's parent contacted the school, that this was what their son said, I expect the first instance the school should do is round up the details of these boys and them over to the police. But no, the school is protecting them. The school is protecting them. Why? Why? Why is the school protecting these boys? So now, 2 of them, I heard, has been flown out of the country. So their own son is a superstar and somebody else deserves their child to die. Why? Like, from a very young age, I already said that none of my kids will ever end up in the boarding school. Because I remember growing up, the primary school I went to had a hostel, like a boarding school, and in the morning when I'm going to school, I will see all the kids coming up in twos and it looks so unkept. They will walk like first thing in the morning when you expect a child to be smartly dressed, cleaned, they will look as if they are just coming from a desert. And right from a very young age, I already said none of my kids will ever end up in the boarding school. So right now, I believe what should be happening is this. I know they might want to come up with this GDPR, so I know there's no GDPR in Nigeria, so there's no reason why the school should not be releasing the details of these boys who killed this 12-year-old boy. The school should be cooperating with the authorities, with these boys' parents, to bring these teenage killers to justice. Why would the school be like allowing the parents come to take their sons away when they knew what they've done? How, like, I can't really justify why the school actually let the boys out of the school when they knew what's been done, or if at all, if peradventure Sylvester has not passed away and he mentioned the names of these boys, I believe the school should release the details of this boy to the authorities and let the cost of harm take effect. But instead, this school came out with a stupid story of him sustaining an injury through football, and then there was a post online saying they were sending condolences. Like, keep your stupid condolence to your pocket. Sylvester Jr. aspired to be a pilot, and he was cut short at the beginning of his life. He's not even started his life yet. His life was cut short. Why? How did we get here? How did it get here? And I believe it was a year older posthumously yesterday. I believe 4th of December, and his family were celebrating, and people have been bashing the family, saying that they don't understand why they're out there. People grieve differently. You might see them smiling out there. You don't know what is going on in their hearts, in their minds. So if you see them smiling doing all of that, please don't bash them. Let them be, because we are humans and the way we grieve is totally different from one another. So allow them grieve the best way they could. The school owed this child a duty of care, and they failed massively in that. The school should be held liable for everything young Sylvester passed through. And I'm going to say this again. No child of mine, in fact, what happened to that child can never happen to my kids. This is not a matter because maybe I'm in a civilized country or maybe I'm abroad or anything like that. No, because I would go to jail. Let as little as cockroach come near any of my kids, I will go to jail for it. Lagos State government shut down the school. Fair enough, but whatever investigation that is going into the death of this boy has to be transparent, because the school lied in the first instance about what happened to this boy. If they've not lied, he will still be alive today. And this goes out to parents. I don't know the reason behind you sending your kids to boarding school, but I believe if whatever that brings income, if whatever you do is not taking you out of the country where your kids are, please don't send them to boarding school. If you are not an oil expatriate that is leaving your country of abroad every 2 days or every 3 days, I don't see the reason why you are placing your kids in a boarding school. Why? And I heard that Sylvester Jr. was a child that the family prayed so hard to get. Like I always say that every child has a story behind them, like has a story behind their birth. This boy, I was reading a story, a post today, a few days ago, that it was a wanted child. This family prayed for this child before they got him, and then they have him, and somebody cold-bloodedly snatched him away. Oh God, it's too much. Dowen College, you need to explain exactly what happened to Sylvester Jr. Stop keeping quiet. Don't allow the rich ones cover the truth. A young innocent boy has died. And you think that's not enough for you to come out openly and say, due to our investigations, this is what we find out, and we'll make sure Sylvester Jr. gets justice. That is what we want to hear. Disabling your comment section and stuff like that is not going to help. And I'm still surprised your building is still standing up. Like, I'm still surprised that building is still up, because just locking it up is not enough. I'm sure they're going to be carrying out lectures online with students, because they still need to make sure that bucket is being filled. But justice must be served. The killers of Sylvester Oromoni Jnr. must be brought to book. Don't hide these future hired killers. They have to face the brunt of what they've done. They are teenagers, mind you. I believe they are in SS2 or something. So they're probably going to be in their 15, 16 years of age each. They are teenagers. They know what they've done wrong. Let them bear the consequences of what they've done. I'm not going to say more than this. I know it's the time for Vlogmas, but this just has to come out. It has to come out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.